Rock Sports.
We are the Fourth. We are Ohio.
The Indians took a 4-run lead into the ninth inning last night, but Cody Allen could not close it out. Then miscommunication led to chaos, and Joey Votto's 3-run double broke the Indians' backs as the Reds escape with a 7-4 comeback win over the Indians. And now tonight, they have a chance to sweep and send the Indians to their longest losing streak of the season. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. The Indians have lost 4 in a row now for the second time this year. And last night's game is one for the books because it's something that you don't see very often. First of all, Cody Allen was not his usual self. The career all-time saves leader for the Tribe didn't have it. And then when Tito went to the mound, the guy he thought he was bringing in was not the guy.
Well, it just went all Cincinnati's way in the ninth inning, and they earned it because they hit a couple of good curveballs from Cody Allen to drive in a couple runs, but he imploded in this inning. He could not stop the bleeding, and they continued to pound the baseball. And now the big thing here, you'll walk a guy that doesn't have a hit in the big leagues yet, and you get to Joey Votto. So Tito comes out, and you see he went with the left hand like he thought a left-hander was coming in. They're shocked. No, it's Danny Otero. So now it's your job, boss. You got to go out there and try and get an out. It's a full count. He fouled off 1-3-2 pitch, but then this next one plugs a gap in right center field. It drives in 3. They took the lead, and it didn't stop from there. But I will say this, give Cincinnati a little credit because they came back from a 4-0 deficit, and it's been a long time since that happened. You got to go back to 2006. The Indians, it was in Cincinnati. It was a walk-off grand slam by Adam Dunn off Bob Wickman, and the Indians lost a 4-run lead. You got to go back to 2007 in Yankee Stadium.
All right, so what happened last night with the pitching snafu? Here's Tito.
We had a communication. I said OP, and I think in the midst of all the, Carl thought I said OT. That one lands squarely on me. There's no getting around it. I got to be responsible for that. When I saw OT coming through the gate, and again, it's not that I don't think he could pitch, just not the guy I was expecting. So, and I know Carl's beating himself up right now, but that one lands on me.
As any good leader, you would expect Terry Francona stepping forward, taking full responsibility. Easy to see how something like this can happen. You say OT, I thought you said OP, vice versa, whatever the case may be. It's loud, it's an intense situation, but at the end of the day, you've got to maybe go back and double check and make sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot was going on at that point in time of the game, but they do have cameras in the dugout to see who's pitching in the bullpen.
Yeah.
So, you don't be afraid to look there. I mean, it was a bad mistake made, and you know what? You got to turn the page on that one. That game is over. You're going to have to come home, and you're going to try and win tonight. And, you don't let Cincinnati sweep you, and hopefully that they can carry something positive into the All-Star break here in the next 5 days.
Yeah, because it has not been a very good homestand. I mean, you can say what you want about the bullpen situation, but offensively, the Indians are not swinging the bats right now, and that's making it difficult.
Yeah, they got to pick up the pace, boys. You got to dig down, dig deep, and we'll see what they have tonight.
All right, we've got the first pitch coming up. Alan Jensen had the showstopper, and Andre Knott has the very latest on the fallout from last night's game coming up. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Who But WB Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians, and by your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. Made in Ohio, Ohio proud.
for the Ohio Cup. Cleveland will head down to Cincinnati in August for 3 games at Great American Ballpark. But here tonight, Carlos Carrasco will try to avoid the sweep for the Tribe and also end their 4-game losing streak. Welcome back, along with Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski. Let's check out our showstopper in a crazy game from last night with Oakland and Houston. First of all, Stephen Piscotty remains hot by launching one out. Things look great for Oakland as he hit the go-ahead homer in the top of the 11th, but then in the bottom of the 11th, this happened.
Yeah, Alex Bregman, what happened here, he avoided the tag, remained within the 3-foot baseline, but he also didn't interfere with the first baseman as Lucroy, an errant throw, and what do you know? Houston, they walk it off. Mr. Walk-Off in the American League himself, Alex Bregman, again, taking another look. He did not, in that situation, as the rule states, get close to home plate to where he could have been called out. The umpires would review it. They agree with the call on the field. Air, Houston, a walk-off winner.
Matt and Rick had the call in the game today, and guys, I guess that was a weird way to end that one. It appears there were a lot of weird endings in Major League Baseball last night, right?
I think it's just a shame to see something like that happen to Jonathan Lucroy. Boy, that's just, that's awful. That's tough. Tough break right there. Well, you're right, guys. We had a bizarre ending to the game last night right here at Progressive Field. And without further ado, let's go downstairs to Andre now with our Hear Right sounds of the game. How do we make sense of all this, Dre?
I don't think we're going to make sense of it, but I think to move past it, Terry Francona did what any big league manager or any leader should do. He got in front of his team today and apologized and explained what happened.
So what ended up happening in my mind is we have good enough guys, actually great guys, that probably want to take some of the responsibility off of me. I can't let them do that because it's not right. It falls on me. But then, you know, you got to move on too. So the best way for me to do that was actually talk to the team today and told them that I thought I messed up, and I apologize because I don't like messing up. And you know, I think inadvertently I came in last night and I thought took responsibility, but I think I also put OT in a tough spot, and I didn't want to do that. So I told the guys, I said, hey man, this was not my intention. So I thought that was the best way for me to move on. And you know, that was a tough one. It was a tough night, man. I didn't sleep very good.
Rick, it seems like a little thing, a little miscommunication, but you can see how easily it could swell into something much bigger, and Terry's trying to cut that off at the pass.
Well, and I think he did a good job of doing so. And you know what? As soon as this first pitch is and this game starts, he'll be just fine because he'll be concentrating on winning this ball game. And it'll be Carlos Carrasco who's going to toe the rubber for the Indians tonight. He's the Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher. His second start since being activated off the DL. On July 8th, he pitched 5 1/3 against Oakland in his last start. He got the win in that ball game. He left leading 6-3, so he's 2-0 in his career against Cincinnati. Let's hope he makes it 3-0 today.
Starting lineup for Jim Riggleman and the Cincinnati Reds. That man, Scott Schebler, will lead it off. Jose Peraza bats second. 3 All-Stars, Joey Votto, Eugenio Suarez, and Scooter Gennett follow. Then it's Jesse Winker, the DH, Tucker Barnhart, Adam Duvall, and the speedster Billy Hamilton batting ninth.
Dodge defense for the Indians looks like this. Brantley, Allen, and Naquin in the outfield. On the infield will be Ramirez, Lindor, Kipnis, and Alonso. Gomes is back behind the plate.
Jim Riggleman's squad, 41-51 now on the year. They have won 16 of their last 22 games, and they are playing very inspired baseball. Carlos Carrasco delivers, and we're underway. The pitch is just inside ball one.
Yeah. You go back to June 10th, and Cincinnati has a 19-8 record, which is only trails Houston and Boston as far as that category goes. So they've been playing 700 balls, scoring a lot of runs.
They've won the series. Tonight they go for the sweep. Against the team that frankly has owned them the last couple of years. The 1-1. Swing and a miss.
Well, Scott Schebler saw a steady diet of breaking balls last night, and Trevor Bauer tied him up, and he had a rough night against Trevor.
Just a bit outside. The 2-2. Struck him out looking with a good fastball. Inside corner. Ring him up, one down.
Batting second for Cincinnati.
Well, let's look at this fastball on our pitch tracker. Inside heater right there, inside corner. He must have been looking for a breaking ball.
And 1,000 career strikeouts for Carlos Carrasco. Pretty much a strikeout per inning in his career. Jose Peraza, he's reached in 13 of the last 14 games for Cincinnati. Pops this pitch back out of play. In addition to winning 16 of their last 22 games, Cincinnati is leading the National League and the majors in a number of categories during that time frame. Over the last 22 games, they are #1 in the National League in batting average. They are #1 in the majors in runs scored. #1 in the majors in walks. So you hit well, you walk, you score a lot of runs, you usually win, and that's what Cincinnati has done. And you know, to be fair, they're getting better pitching too.
Yes, they are.
I mean, who would have thought the addition of Matt Harvey would get him maybe back on track? But it has. He's pitched much better since joining Cincinnati. We won't see him in this series.
You know, he'll be pitching the next game for the Reds.
Struck him out looking. Schebler took a fastball. And Jose Peraza caught looking at an off-speed pitch.
Number 19, the first baseman, Joey.
Well, there you go. There's
maybe a backup slider. Huh?
Yeah, there was a slider on the inside edge. Absolutely.
Storylines brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Momentum, as they say, is the next day's starting pitcher. Cincinnati has a tough task because Carrasco can be one of the game's elite, and Tyler Mahle has been really good for Cincinnati. He is on a great run right now.
Yes, he is.
Joey Votto looks at a ball in the dirt. Line drive and a base hit into right field. And Joey Votto has his 3rd hit in the series.
Yeah, had the big hit in last night's ball game. But, you know, here's a nice little short swing. He chokes up. It was a fastball inside. He's able to get to it because you can see how quick he is in there. Plus, he's choking up, so it's tough to get in on the hands of Votto. Boy, but last night, Trevor, in the first at bat, remember how he had to check his swing on a couple of pitches? A breaking ball and a fastball just to try and stay alive before he got him on a breaking pitch.
Eugenio Suarez steps in. Excuse me. Scooter Gennett stepping in with Eugenio Suarez to follow. Cincinnati must have changed their lineup from the initial one that they put out today. Gennett 2nd in the National League in batting average. The last Cincinnati player to lead the National League in batting average at the All-Star break was George Foster back in 1979 when he went into the All-Star break batting .333. Two balls, two strikes for Carlos Carrasco trying to get out of this first inning. Up and away, full count. Jeanette also 9th in the National League in runs batted in. He's driven home 58. Votto will be off with a 3-2 pitch. And he just threw the bat at it. He'll bloop a single into left field.
Well, that's a really nice piece of hitting right there by Scooter. He just kept the hands back and slaps it the other way. I mean, that's about all you could do with that changeup. That pitch is out of the strike zone, folks, and he just stayed on it, gave in, and that base hit. Boy, he earned that one. Keeps the inning going.
Eugenio Suarez. This guy is tough in these situations, batting .390 with runners in scoring position. That is third best in the National League. He checks on a high fastball.
Yeah, that's how you have 69 RBIs at this point of the year. 75 ball games he has played in, and he has 69 ribbies. That is being clutch.
Swung out and missed. Well, he took a big cut. Sixth in the National League in home runs. Number one in RBI. That's the situation he's in here, but he fouls it off his foot, and Carrasco gets ahead of him 1-2. Check of the runners, the 1-2 pitch. It's up high, 2-2.
Tried to sneak a fastball by him there after throwing a few breaking balls to him. Just a little up and out of the zone. You know, Trevor Bauer yesterday in his start against the Reds, he threw about 50% fastballs, which is more than normal. But he established his fastballs inside to the Cincinnati Red team and was really effective with it.
23rd pitch of the inning for Carrasco, and the 2-2 is swung on and missed. Hey, struck him out. Couple of singles, but Carrasco mixes in 3 strikeouts, and the Indians are coming to bat.
Reds, his first time ever facing the Indians, making his 19th start. He's been on fire. He's 7-6 with a 366 earned run average, and in June and July, he's made 7 starts. He's 4-0 with an ERA at 2.04.
Terry Francona starting lineup brought to you by Progressive Insurance. 3 All-Stars at the top: Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez. Then it's Edwin Encarnacion, Yonder Alonso, and Jason Kipnis. Yan Gomes, Tyler Naquin, and Greg Allen rounded out. '23-year-old Tyler Mahle delivers a fastball strike. The Indians are the most explosive American League club in the first inning. They've scored 67 runs, most in the American League, and they have done that primarily with the home run ball. They've hit 20 first inning home runs, also most in the American League.
Yeah, it was Lindor and Ramirez that got it started last night with first inning home runs. And then Romano, boy, I'll tell you what, he really settled down after that second inning.
Foul out of play. Last night, Lindor led off the game for the 5th time this year with a home run.
He had a couple of fastballs up in the zone early in the ball game, and they took advantage of it.
Went down and dug one out of the dirt to stay alive. Lindor and his teammate Jose Ramirez. What a combo. They are tied with 52 extra base hits each on the year, most in the American League. And a foul out of play once again. Frankie staying alive.
You know, Tyler Mahle, I wonder what went off in the first 2 months of the year. April and May, he made 11 starts. He was 3-6 with a 4.75 ERA. But something went off in his last 7 starts. He's has the best ERA since June 1st.
Lindor sends a fly ball to center field where Billy Hamilton makes the catch, 1 away.
Well, let's set the Reds defense for you. It'll be Duvall in left field. Hamilton is in center. Schebler over in right. At third base, Suarez. Peraza is at short. Gannett is at second. Votto is at first. Barnhart doing the catching.
Umpires tonight: Ryan Addington has the plate, Quinn Walcott at first, Jeff Kellogg the crew chief at second, and James Hoy down at third. Michael Brantley 2 for 8 with a double in the first 2 games of this series. Line drive left center field. That'll get down. Duvall will cut it off, and he'll hold Brantley to a 1-out single. Last night, Jose Ramirez followed his teammate with a first inning home run.
And that was the 9th time this year that those two have homered in the same game. That's pretty impressive in its own right.
By the way, the 52 extra base hits that both Ramirez and Lindor have this year, not only tops in the American League, but all of baseball. I think Ozzie Albies of Atlanta has 50 to lead the National League, so they're 2 better. And it seems like with every passing game, every home run, every double, they're putting themselves on a more exclusive list. And Jose Ramirez just left the yard. His 26th home run of the year. He is now tied Edwin Encarnacion for the team lead with 62 runs batted in.
Well, he started Jose off with a fastball in off the plate. And Jose, I'll tell you can't throw hard enough for him. He loves it inside, and he will turn on it. But watch how those hips open up, and he comes back, and boom, he just smoked it. He didn't get it in enough. It was on the inner third of the plate, but he just turns on it, gets it out of here in a hurry. Ramirez with his 26th, and they strike again in the first inning with a 2-spot.
And so now only J.D. Martinez of Boston has hit more home runs in the American League than Jose Ramirez.
I gotta find out when are we going to find out if he's able to participate in the home run HR Derby in Washington. I hope. Andre, have you heard anything about that?
We're going to find out tonight for sure. You don't have to take your night off. I don't think we're going to see him.
Fly ball to left.
I don't have that officially, but I don't think you're going to see him do it.
2 down.
But I'll work on finding out exactly from him here in the next couple hours.
I wish you would if he wanted to. He wants to, it seems like.
You got to throw it 90 miles an hour and inside, though.
Oh, don't worry. We'll find somebody.
Somebody's from across the way is giving him some.
Well, Jose has a thing before games where he fake yells like a WWE wrestler at the opposing.
No.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty awesome. But I kept telling him the wrong guy's going to see it and try to throw it, and he said, "Bring it to me."
Yeah. By the way, that's his 9th home run this year in the first inning. So he and Lindor have combined for instant offense this year. Big reason why the Indians, with 69 first inning runs, lead the league. 21 first inning home runs, also tops in the AL.
Yeah, as a starter.
Only Colorado, by the way,
right,
is better in all of baseball in both categories.
Okay. Boy, as a starter, you better come up and you better be on your game early. You can't go out there and start searching or feel for it.
Yonder rolls one over foul, first base side. Andre has more on Yonder Alonso. It's not that he's struggling. He's been in a pretty good place offensively, but they want him to just relax, be a little more patient, don't they?
Yes, you're dead on what they were trying to get him to do more of. They want him to hit good pitches. Now, Yonder keeps saying, I'm seeing the ball good, and that's why I've been so aggressive. And Ty Van Berkeley is saying, if you're seeing it good, then let some of the bad pitches go. He showed him Joey Votto's at bat last night. He says Joey Votto doesn't swing at strikes because they're strikes. Joey Votto swings at strikes that he can hit.
Down low, 2-2. And Rick, as a hitter, this goes back to a previous conversation that Ty Van Berkeley had with some of the hitters. You have to earn your fastball. If you're going to swing at bad pitches, they're not going to throw you something that you can do damage with.
Absolutely. They're going to force you. If you want to swing at them, go ahead. They'll let you swing at them all day if they can't hurt them.
Yonder sends a fly ball to center. Billy Hamilton puts it away. But Jose Ramirez, what a first half he has had heading toward the All-Star break. 26 home runs, 62 runs batted in. Furniture. A homeboy for you, huh?
Yes, indeed. I went and said hello to him today before the game. Grew up in Niagara Falls until he was 7. Said people are a little different down in Florida. He liked where he grew up in Niagara Falls. But his dad went to LaSalle High School, where I went. And his dad, Joe, is tuning into the ball game tonight. So, Joe, hello. Now, he was a little after me.
Whoa.
There's the bat throw.
Did Joe teach him that?
Yes.
You know, his dad, I don't know if he still does, but he ran an indoor hitting facility for a long time. And I think a lot of that has to do with Jesse's love of baseball. He couldn't get enough, and Dad had a hitting facility. Might still operate down in Florida.
Well, if you're doing that, Joe, let us know. We're going down to Cincinnati in August to see him play. He's having a nice year for a rookie.
Oh, he hammers another one. And they had him played all the way over in left center, so this is an easy double for Winker. And in some regards, lucky to hold him to a double. Interesting defensive alignment because this guy gets on the fastball.
Well, he was.
And that was a breaking ball.
Yeah, out over the plate. He walked his first at bat. Had the first hit of the ball game last night against Trevor Bauer. Walked in his third at bat. So here you go, a double here. So he's been on base a lot in the series.
Cincinnati trying to answer right back. Lindor trying to keep Winker close at second. They're sharing a laugh. The 0-1. Way out in front, 0-2 on Barnhart.
Yeah, that hit that Winker got also was on an 0-2 pitch. So now the opposition against Carrasco 6 for 50 on 0-2 pitches.
Slow tapper. Ramirez on the run, has to hurry, throws him out. Winker moves to third.
Well, the MLB TV All-Star Sale is here for $39.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At-Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB TV to take advantage of this sale.
Adam Duvall. Indians will play the infield back. Corner men are even with the bags. Duvall off the bench with a key 2-run double off Cody Allen last night in the ninth.
He went and hit a pretty good breaking ball out over the plate that was down, and he hooked it in the left center field that short hopped the wall.
Well, you know the ability's there because we've seen him do it in the past, but this has been few and far between for Duvall this year. He's just 3 for his last 14 at the plate, but this was a big one for Cincinnati last night.
Yes, it was. It's like Jim Riggleman. Every button he pushed last night was golden.
Swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. And sometimes when you're on a roll, it can be like that. You can't do anything wrong. You go to the right pitcher, you go to the right pinch hitter, whatever you do, it just always seems to work. And then there are times where you can't seem to get out of your own way. And that's what is great about the game of baseball, because it rewards those who can survive and those who can persevere and get through the really rough stretches. And Riggleman has certainly been through more than his fair share of those. The 1-2, and that was a good pitch just off the plate. 2-2.
Yeah, this is where he can go for that strikeout now. Get ahead of him, and it's a fastball. He's teasing him with it. He's teasing him with it, and that ball started to come back a little. He went for that comeback fastball, not quite enough. See if he goes with that breaking ball down the way. He wants a swing and miss right here.
Off the plate, though.
Yeah, no chance for him. That was not good enough pitch.
Billy Hatcher coaching at third, where Winker takes his lead in foul ground. Swung on and missed. Oh, he came back with that breaking ball, but this time it was on the plate, and it just dove right out of the strike zone. Strikeout number 4.
Well, watch the location of it. This one starts in the strike zone, and I mean, it's a tight slider, and it goes down, and it was a great pitch. 3-2. Even if you're looking for that slider in that count, that's awfully a tough one to hit, and it's a tough one to take because it's right there at the zone. So he gets the big second out. One more to go.
Billy Hamilton 2 for 7 in the series. Ramirez in on the grass at third. Hamilton lifts one to left. Brantley has to race in. He's there, makes the catch, and the side is retired. Cookie works around a leadoff double. Middle of the second, 2-0 Cleveland.
Game 2 of the Yankees series, and also fans 21 and older are going to enjoy the pregame out in the district. That is presented by Miller Lite, and then after the game there will be a rock concert, Anthems. That's a fireworks show presented by Marco's Pizza.
Jason Kipnis leads off here in the bottom of the second inning. Last 19 games, Kipnis a dozen runs scored, a dozen runs driven in. 3 balls and a strike. Last night, Kipnis walked twice. A leadoff walk in the 2nd inning led to a run. Foul back, full count. Now the 3-2, and it's ball 4. So Jason Kipnis with another leadoff walk. And it will bring up Yan Gomes.
They did that twice last night to lead off an inning. They did it in the 2nd inning. They also did it in the 7th. They walked Kip to start an inning. He came in to score in the 2nd inning yesterday.
Here's Yan Gomes. Since the 1st of June, he's batted .280 with 10 doubles and 15 runs batted in. In the series opener, he was 2 for 4 with a double. Takes a pitch up high, ball 1.
Well, Malley not overpowering, but one thing he's doing, he's changing eye levels, but he's throwing a lot of pitches out of the strike zone. So he's got to remain patient.
Ripped foul.
Got to send along some birthday wishes today. Got to go to Grand Island, New York. Joe Pershowski turning 77 today. Joey, happy birthday, pal. Watching the ball game tonight.
Started after it, able to hold up.
You know, Matt, Arch just hit on something that Malley's been able to do. You guys talk about him turning it around. He elevates the fastball, especially against lefties when he gets deep in the count. And they said since he started doing that in late May, he's had a lot of success against lefties. Also, he'll try to run it inside up and in against lefties as well, and had a lot of doing really well with that as well.
Broken bat liner caught. And Jeanette will hold on to that for out number 1.
But it seems like a theme over the last 5-6 games. A lot of teams pitching in to these Indians hitters. Is that the problem that they're having? I'm wondering.
It could be because it started with Oakland. Now, you know, there's scouting reports that go out, and maybe, you know, the Cincinnati scouts are watching that series. But they're on a 4-game losing streak here at home, and during that time, they've averaged 3 runs a ball game, a .210 batting average. They're hitting with runners in scoring positions. They're just 3 for 36.
And Matt mentioned a few days ago, it's not like they're going against, you know, the Verlanders of the league. It looks like there's a scouting report that's working, and it goes back to when we were in Oakland, Matt. They've got to earn fastballs, and they have not done that.
You don't want to ever shortchange the guy on the hill, because Sal Romano went out and pitched a really good ball game last night.
Settled in.
But there were, it seemed like, a lot of easy outs, and whether or not that's swinging at bad pitches or not working a count.
When you're a big league pitcher, anybody on any given night can go out there and shut a team down. I don't care who you are. If you're the number 5 starter in any rotation, you can go out there. If they can execute their game plan that they're going into, and the Indians don't make adjustments, they're going to stay with that game plan, and they can get themselves out, especially if it's working. There's the elevated fastball right there to a left-hander. Or was that a changeup that ran away? But it was up. Let's see. There it is. It's a changeup. Thinking it was a fastball.
Down on the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. borderline, but just above the zone. And Tyler Naquin has worked the count full.
Well, good take, because it's up there. It's not that far off. But he didn't like it. It's called the ball.
And not a good pitch for him.
Right, exactly.
There's ball 4,
Well,
just
patience.
off the plate. Couple of walks here in the second for the Indians. Kia drive to success. And in interleague action this year, Boston has gone 7-1, but the Reds and the Pirates a surprising 10-2. Of course, they're matched up against the American League Central, and guess what, folks? The American League Central has one team with a winning record, and that's the Indians.
Well, and Malley is 3-0 against the Central. He beat Minnesota back in end of April. He beat Kansas City, shut them out 7-0, and beat Detroit. They won 5-3.
Every team in the National League Central has a winning record in interleague play. Most of those games primarily against the AL Central. The Indians, the only team in the division with a winning record against the National League. They're a game above 500 now after dropping the first 2 here to Cincinnati. Greg Allen quickly in the hole, 0-2. On the right field district, fans settling in on another beautiful night. 77 degrees at game time. Ball in the dirt. Good block by Barnhart.
Yeah, I don't think it could have been any better for this homestand heading into the All-Star break, at least to this point,
Yeah.
huh? For the first 2 series, and we've got 1 more to go. 4 with the Yankees coming up. It's been outstanding.
Tonight, there's really not even a breeze at all. Just perfect.
Well, kudos to Matt. He told us out on the road trip that he guaranteed we'd have good weather. I remembered. You were right, so I'll give you credit.
Blind squirrel finds nut.
I was about to say, you must have called a meteorologist.
Well,
I don't know how you
Canan
did this.
I called up my good friend Don Webster. The 1-2 fouled back out of play.
He's getting a kick out of that down there. Oh, boy.
Don's living the good life down in Hilton Head. Two on, 1 out, Greg Allen with a 1-2 count, and he looks at another ball in the dirt to even it up. Popped him up center field. And there are 2 down. Top of the order, Frankie Lindor flied to center his first time up.
See if they can get a 2-out base hit here to get him into it and get him rolling. Add to that 2-0 lead. They need to do that and get something going offensively.
And Lindor takes a strike. Frankie 5th in the American League with 24 home runs. He is 4th with 28 doubles. in off the plate.
Mally's been tough though with 2 outs and runners in scoring position and 0.97. He's been able to work his way through, close out an inning.
Got a piece. Probably no manager in baseball these days feels comfortable with Francisco Lindor at the plate the way he's been swinging it.
Can you blame him?
No. Regardless of the count, in the dirt, and it's 2-2. I was trying to check, Arch, to see if Tom Browning was still in the Reds organization. I know he was. I don't think he is currently coaching down in the minor leagues, but I remember back in spring training reading where he talked about Malley, and the one thing that he said jumped out with him is his sort of level of maturity for a young pitcher when he's out on the mound. He said he's one of those guys that doesn't seem to ever get rattled,
right,
stays under control. Something that really impressed him about Malley. He strikes out Lindor with 2 aboard to end the 2nd inning. His first strikeout of the night, but the Indians lead it 2-0 through 2. They've got unbelievable nachos. Look at the frozen margaritas. Guys behind the line there are working their tails off because that's where a lot of people want to go and get some pregame food.
Well, we had an opportunity to indulge this afternoon.
You did?
Out there.
Did you?
Yes, we did. We.
Yes, those nachos were.
They were outstanding.
Scott Schebler swinging a miss. Schebler called out on strikes in the first. He batted .320 in April. Took a nosedive in May, batted .200. But in June batted .330. And so far in July he's hit .281.
He's settled in to that leadoff spot for Cincinnati. 23rd game this year in that spot, and has hit well over .320.
Swung on and missed, and Carlos Carrasco has struck out his 5th Cincinnati hitter tonight. Stat of the game is brought to you by Buick. Here's where the Reds offense ranks since June 1st.
The walks, yeah, they're first in the league. They have 360 of them this year. So, you know, you get that, get base runners, get them moving, you get base hits, you score a lot of runs. And they play in a pretty good offensive park, too.
Almost hit him, but it glanced off the bat.
Sure did. You know, and those little foul tips like that where they glance off the bat, that's where the catcher and umpire come into play. Look at that one. Just missed getting that umpire in that thigh where he would have had a nice bruise, and it goes down near Gomes. Those catchers take a beating.
Bounced in front of the plate.
So far tonight, Carlos has been ahead of the hitters. 8-0-2, 1-2 counts to this point. Facing his 11th hitter, so he's doing his normal thing. Throwing a lot of strikes.
In the air. Right field, Naquin drifting back, makes the catch, and there are 2 down. Let's go down to Andre.
Well, Carlos Carrasco, as every starting pitcher the day before they start, pays attention to what's going on with the starter the night before him. But Cookie sometimes can be a little jovial. As you know, he'll take my mic or he'll make a baseball or take a baseball apart. But last night he was dead serious because he knew this Reds offense was serious. And he told me, I've got to follow what Clev did, and I got to follow what Bauer has done. I've got to throw sliders early, I got to throw curves early and try to get them out with my change. But I asked him about the fastball, and he says, well, you still got to show it. I just can't show it too much. Now, I would tend to disagree with that.
I do too.
If you look at what Trevor did last night, Trevor still threw a lot of fastballs, even more than usual, but he threw them up in the zone and in on the hands as well.
Bingo. You hit the nail on the head right there. You just can't throw your fastball to one spot. And if you prove, and that's what Bauer did. He established his fastball inside on those guys. So, you know, you may get them in there. They may cheat a little bit to try and hit that ball. You've got to throw your fastball for strikes, and you can throw it inside. You just don't want to show it.
One Novato. Breaking ball is down low.
See, watch, he's sitting away, but that fastball comes and it moves in. But you know, it had really a good portion of the plate. If that ball could get in there another 3 or 4 inches, he'd bury guys. He'd bust bats.
Fastball ran away that time, 3-1. Fastball looked like it might have been off the plate. Called a strike, full count. Votto has a great eye. I mean, he's 3rd in the league in walks. He leads the National League in on-base percentage. He's trying to lead the National League for the 6th time in walks.
You know, that ball might have been a little bit off the plate. He knows better, but it was called a strike. See, this would be the good one. See if he throws another one right there. If Votto goes after it to try to foul it off. See that pitch inside? That was that little half swing that Bauer got him to do twice in an at-bat last night. It's just an emergency hack to live for another pitch. Look at, I'm going to foul it off. And that ball wasn't that far in.
He didn't go, ball 4.
first walk of the night for Carrasco. Let's check it from the side. Now, he checked. But he thought about swinging at that pitch just off the plate, didn't he? Second straight time he's been able to get on base with 2 outs.
And Scooter Gennett, who flipped a single into left field his first time up. Gennett headed to the All-Star game for the National League. He had an incredible May. .398 batting average in the month of May with 8 homers and 24 runs batted in. Sends a fly ball to center field. Greg Allen will make the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. Middle of the 3rd, Cleveland 2, Cincinnati nothing. Great night up in the district. I'll tell you what, you know what else is cool up there is on the 2nd level.
Yeah,
the
right
Hometown
there.
Brews, right up there where the corner is.
Corner, beautiful.
You can go up there. It's basically a serve yourself bar. They got the coolest thing with the cup. You put the cup on top of a little gizmo and it fills your glass from the bottom up. Unbelievable.
And it pours it perfectly.
I mean, it's right up there with the invention of the washing machine.
I think it's better.
Maybe the automobile.
Okay, I agree.
Bradley pulls it fair and it goes by Votto. And Michael's off to the races. He'll head to 2nd and he'll go in standing. We'll see how it's scored. I think they'll give him a double. Votto was there.
I don't know if they'll give it. It looked like it went right under his glove. He was right there to catch it. We'll get a second look at it to see. 1. Oh yeah, you got to catch that ball. That's going to be an error.
The Brantley's in scoring position to lead off the 3rd for Cleveland. And for Joey Votto, that is just his 5th error on the year. And Jose Ramirez, who hit a 2-run homer his first time up. Twelve of the 26 home runs that Ramirez has hit have been multi-run homers, 2 or 3 runners. Ramirez's first inning home run powered by AWS on Statcast.
I think Manley knew it as soon as he let that ball go.
Wow, 106 off the bat. It was key rushed. Jose Ramirez voted the American League starting third baseman in the All-Star game for the second year in a row. Rolling away. 3 balls and a strike. Fastball, it's not like he really challenged him. It was off the plate. Well, Ramirez, wanting to swing the bat, took after it. Full count.
Yeah, you look for that fastball 3-1. He gets it. He wanted to put a swing on it. We'll see what he comes with 3-2. Indians should take advantage of this error.
Popped him up.
It's going to stay.
Foul ground. Eugenio Suarez, no sir. You can tell Ramirez wants to swing the bat, but he has walked 54 times this year, which is 4th most in the American League. But he smells that RBI out there when he sees Michael Brantley in scoring position.
Yeah, but you still have to, you know, take your walks with first base open. You can't get too aggressive. There's times you can shoot for it. If their man was on third base, I could see you trying to go and expanding your zone.
Pops one up. Billy Hamilton, the center fielder, makes the catch. 1 down. Before the All-Star break, most home runs in club history.
AB with 27 back in '96. Jim Thome 26. Did that in back-to-back years. That's the impressive thing. Those other 2 guys are pretty big men. Jose, he's put together, but not as big in stature, but he can still club them.
Edwin swing and a miss. The other thing to remember about that list we just showed you, those All-Star games that Thome and Albert played in were already over by now. It had already been played. So the All-Star break this year, you get a little more extra baseball. Quite a bit more.
Yeah, we'll be at what, 95 games when we head into the break on Sunday.
Throw back, and Brantley's there safely. Line drive and a base hit into left field. Brantley coming into third. Sarbaugh's going to put the stop sign on him. A good throw, 1 hopper by Duvall to the cutoff man Suarez. Indians at the corners with 1 out. So Edwin snaps an 0 for 8 with that line drive single to left.
Well, it's a breaking ball down, and he does a nice job. It had middle of the plate, though. He didn't get it away, and he hits a nice line drive. Just too hard for Brantley to come in and score. So they'll have runners at the corners now with 1 out. Alonso will get a chance.
Yonder Alonso fly to center to end the first inning. Let's watch and see if he's overly aggressive or can patiently wait it out. He swings at a pitch bottom of the strike zone, and he puts himself in an 0-1 hole. Broken bat bouncer right back up the middle. Brantley scores. Edwin stops at second. So Yonder Alonso punches one right back up the middle. It's 3-0 Cleveland.
Good job. It sounded like it was off the bat. I don't know if he cracked it or not, but he hit it in the right spot, right up the middle. Jeanette at second base. That pitch was down. It's a slider off the end of the bat, but it was placed beautifully. So Alonso gets his 50th RBI. So 1, 2, 3, their first 5 guys have 50 or more ribbies. It's a 3-0 ball game, and Danny Darwin, the pitching coach for the Reds, is out to the mound. They had a 4-0 lead last night after 2 innings, and then it settled in. These two have been having fun all series long. Gapper and slider.
Jose Ramirez having fun as well. 2-run homer in the first, got the Indians on the board. And now Yonder Alonso adding an RBI single here in the third. 3-0. Jason Kipnis, the batter, with 2 on and 1 out. Pitch is outside, ball 1.
Send along some more birthday wishes. Nellie Kudrich of Richmond Heights is 93. Joe Petro of Campbell is 91. John Lehman 73. Tom Providente is 70, and Dennis Sarek of North Olmsted is 60. Happy birthday to each and everybody out there.
Fastball really tailing away.
He's already thrown 65 pitches. And we are in the bottom of the third, so he's mixed in a lot of pitches out of the strike zone.
Edwin had to dive back into the bag.
He just stayed right there, didn't he? Peraza's just standing at the bag. I mean, he didn't go anywhere. He stayed like he was a first baseman. So I guess that means you better throw the ball because I'm vacating shortstop.
Called a strike.
7. This will be 8 hitters now of the Indians have seen at least 5 pitches or more.
And that's a big reason why Malley has not been able to get very deep into many games. His last start was the longest of the year at 6 2/3 innings. But you look through a lot of his starts, 5 1/3, 5 innings.
Well, young pitchers do that.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't throw a lot of strikes, trust your stuff. He tries to get guys to chase when he gets to 0-2.
I mean, I guess unless you just have some kind of blow you away pitch. I've always heard young pitchers say that one of those welcome to the big league moments is when you realize how hard it is to get strike 3. You can get ahead 0-1, you can get to 0-2, but getting strike 3 when you're a young pitcher is hard to execute because hitters foul off so many good pitches.
Well, and that's what they do. They do foul off the tough pitches. And the thing when you're in the minor leagues and you can go 6 innings sometimes down there, maybe sometimes 7. And when you're on that 100 pitch count, it's because guys don't foul it off. They come up here. If you're going 6 innings down there, you get to the big leagues, it's a lot tougher up here, and there's more hitters that can do damage to you. So it equates in about a 4-inning start here.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to work your way and navigate your way through lineups.
Kipnis wraps one into right field, and it's going to be short hopped by Schebler. He tries to throw to second, but he misses everybody, and the Indians have loaded the bases with 1 out. Boy, it looked initially like Schebler was going to break in and make the catch and spoil a nice piece of hitting by Jason Kipnis. And it kind of had Yonder Alonso not sure which way to go. He was halfway, but he was still able to get to second base. No problem.
He spikes it right into the ground. He had a chance at second base. You see, he tried to put so much on it that it went straight down into the ground. His footwork, I think, was a little messed up there. Edwin was going to go back because he thought he was going to catch it, but by the time he did, it short hopped it, spiked it into the ground, and everybody moves up a base. So 3 consecutive singles as the bases loaded, and watch out now. These two teams are the best in the business when it comes to bases loaded.
Reds #1 with 9 grand slams. The Indians have hit 8.
Gomes has 1 of them. 2 of them?
You got 2.
I know Alonso has 2 and Brantley has 2.
I'm sorry, you're right. He has, yeah, he's got 1. There's a line drive, right center field. It's in the alley. Edwin scores. They're going to wave Alonso around. Jeanette's throw to the plate is not in time.
I'll tell you what, Kipnis forced Alonso, or at least forced Mike Sarbaugh to send him, because he was on his tail coming around second base. And I think Kip thought he knew it was going to be a base hit. I think he thought it was going in the gap. He fights off a fastball up. Now watch Kipnis. Alonso, let's go. Come on, man, you're carrying the mail. You see where Kip forced Sarbaugh to force him, and he got around. If they tagged him, he would have been out. But
Cincinnati's going to challenge the play.
If they tag him, he's out. I don't know if he even tagged him.
That angle not conclusive.
No, not
Let's
conclusive.
see.
That one.
Still not conclusive.
No, out of those 2, you can't really tell. But they're going to take the chance and say maybe they got him on the jersey, on the arm, or whatever that they saw. But those 2 shots right there, I don't think they'll have any evidence to overturn it on those 2 shots.
If it stands, it's 5-0, and the Indians still only have 1 out in the inning.
Yeah, here's one. Let's see if we can, because he has to pick the ball. I don't think so, to be honest with you, from what I've seen. So looks like it could stay 5-0. Short hop. Really can't tell if he got the arm, the jersey, or what. But it was a nice piece of hitting. They get a bases loaded. That doesn't surprise you. The way the Indians have been this year in that category. That's the stroke that Yan Gomes has used for most of the month of June and on, where he's been focusing.
Here's the only look that might give you. Oh boy, that's.
Can't tell. You see, with the dark glove and that jersey, the dark blue jersey, it's tough to see. Well, we're going to find out. He is safe. That's what I thought.
I didn't see Barnhart offering up a big argument right away, which.
Well, he was probably unsure too.
If he'd have felt it hit his backside, he probably would have been hollering right away to the dugout. As it is, that's going to be it for Tyler Mahle. Yan Gomes knocks him out with a 2-run single here in the third as the Indians take a 5-run lead. And Mahle, who had been on an incredible run for Cincinnati, is headed to the showers. The Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made for Cincinnati. It'll be Tanner Rainey when we come back.
And it's a fastball up that he's going to go the other way. And now let's check out the base running on Statcast. Watch Kipnis go up. He knows it, so he's going. And now Alonso finally kicks it into gear, and look at Mike Zarbaugh. He's waving it around and around, and sprint speed 24.7. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I know it's not around 30. But the bottom line, he scored.
Well, and here's the other thing too. Tyler Mahle, we were talking about it, his inability to get that third strike. He had 1 out recorded on 3 pitches or less tonight.
Okay.
And 9 times the Indians were able to foul off a 2-strike pitch, and that kept him out there grinding away.
Yes, sir.
And 71 pitches here in the 3rd inning. His night's over. Shortest start of the year for Mahle. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Tanner Rainey, who can fire it up there. That's 98 miles an hour, but it's low ball 1 to Tyler Naquin. Jim Riggleman's trying to get out of this inning with as little damage as possible and maybe give his team still some hope. But what he doesn't want is for this game to really get away from him altogether.
Well, this is where the Indians are going to have to add on throughout the course of this game.
Off the glove of Otto. Kipnis will score. Naquin is safe. A 4-run third for the Indians, and their lead is 6-0.
That's 5 straight hits now for the Indians. All singles. This inning started with an error, a 2-base error. This one down, and Naquin can get to it, boy. He can get down there. And it's going to go right off the end of the glove of Votto. He couldn't corral it. Everybody moves up. So Kipnis scores. Give Naquin a single and an RBI. It's now a 6-0 game.
And Greg Allen, the number 9 hitter for the Indians, to the plate. So the Indians, who during their current 4-game losing streak had gone 3 for 36 with runners in scoring position, are now 5 for 8 here tonight. It comes and it goes, folks. Now Greg Allen laces one to left field, but it hangs up, and Duvall will make the catch. Everybody retreats, 2 down. Now we go to the top of the order, and Francisco Lindor will be the 9th man to bat in the inning. Lindor 0 for 2 is fly to center and struck out. Just going strictly by the numbers, he has been the Indians' best hitter with runners in scoring position on the year. Coming into tonight, a .333 average. He struck out to end the second in this same situation with 2 on, first and second, and 2 out. Tanner Rainey out of West Alabama. He spent the first 2 years of his college career at Southeastern Louisiana, and then he transferred to West Alabama.
Lindor with a good hitter's count here.
Draws a walk, and Michael Brantley, who led off the inning with a ground ball that eluded Joey Votto, will bat for the 2nd time. Think about that. Think about how this inning started with what should have been a routine out.
That's true.
There's Mickey Brantley. He'll be headed to the All-Star game to watch Michael participate in Washington, D.C.
Oh, but he's in here for a week then, huh? Heading down to Washington after the series on Sunday.
You think about, I know he played in the major leagues, but when you have a kid that gets to the big leagues, that's pretty special in its own right. To get to the All-Star game, it'd be like, I'm not missing this.
No, that's exactly, man. Enjoy it. You're done. I don't know if he's retired or if what he does, but I'll tell you what, why not enjoy it?
Bases loaded, 2 down. And now it's 0-2. Rainey has to be a tough at bat, because when he can throw it 98, if he's got that slider working at all, then it's tough to.
Yeah, his fastball so far, I mean, we haven't really seen much of him. It seems to be straight, but it's all over, and that's where you can't sit on anything.
Brantley with a line drive base hit up the middle. Goeb scores, Naquin scores, Lindor stops at third. Michael Brantley with a 2-out, 2-run single, and it's a 6-run third for the Indians.
Well, and another hit with the bases loaded, and he hit the breaking ball. That's down. It didn't get it down enough, so Michael gets the 2-out base hit, and now they just opened it up. Close the book on Malley. He gives up 7. Let's see the new update. Over 400, Matty, with the bases loaded. 8 homers, 18 extra base hits. How about that?
That's impressive.
It really is. They've been on a roll all year long.
I don't think there's anything more frustrating for a fan in baseball than to see your team have the bases loaded and you don't do anything with it. I mean, even a sac fly, you take anything, but to squander a bases loaded situation.
What are you saying? Like with bases loaded and nobody out?
Yeah, you get bases loaded and you don't score a run.
Yeah, that's demoralizing.
You're just, and we saw that a few years ago. You loaded the bases with the Indians, and it was like, you got it right where you want them now. They couldn't buy a hit.
Well, I look at it this way: when your offense is playing well, you get bases loaded, you have nobody out. You like to get 2 runs out of that inning. 2 runs. I mean, that would be minimum. If you get anything less, it could be a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Unless someone hits the ball hard or they make a nice play or something like that, or you strike out.
Right.
You'd like to. Doesn't happen every time.
And that's the key. You're not always going to succeed. There's going to be, heck, I remember, well, let's not get off the track too far here. Jose Ramirez, 2-1 count. 1st and 3rd, 2 down. Swing and a miss. Game 1, 1995 ALCS. Indians have the bases loaded against Bob Walcott. Who's Bob Walcott? Next thing you know, they didn't score, and Bob Walcott got the win in Game 1.
How low? Yeah, that's true.
But it can happen, even with a great lineup like that one. 2-2. Way outside, full count.
Well, you're really going back to the time machine.
Gotta let it go, Arch. I gotta let it go.
Really. It's about me in sunglasses, you and the bases loaded. Let it go. We're going to go see the doctor tonight after the game.
Brantley's off. The 3-2 to Ramirez is hit high in the air.
Got it.
Deep right field. Schebler's out of room. It's out of here.
This kid is something else. Second tonight, 27th on the year. Now has 5 ribbies on the night. My goodness.
How about a 9-run inning for the Indians? And this crowd is loving it.
He got underneath that one and elevated it. And I mean, it had some hang time. There you go. It's gone. They knew it. This is shades of Oakland. The 8th inning there.
Wow. And Edwin is swinging a miss at a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Remember what we said earlier about how last night Jim Riggleman pushed all the right buttons, everything worked perfectly. Tonight he goes to Tanner Rainey to try to keep it at a 5-run game, and the next thing you know, it's 11-0. Some days you get the bear, some days the bear gets you. A little low, 2-2. And Jose Ramirez has taken a big bite out of Cincinnati. 2 homers, 5 runs batted in. And he's just getting warmed up.
Well, he may not be in there for a whole lot longer.
Can I tell you guys a secret?
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. I just told Jose that Jesus Aguilar made the All-Star team. He says, tell everybody that makes me happy twice today. he's proud of Jesus making it.
Edwin sends a high fly ball right field. Schebler makes the catch. The Indians have exploded here tonight. A 9-run 4th inning. 11-0 Cleveland.
start tomorrow night. 12,500 fans will receive a Carlos Carrasco Players Weekend bobblehead. And that's courtesy of KeyBank. And they'll be providing fans with exclusive experiences and giveaways throughout the series as part of KeyBank hassle-free weekend.
Well, Carlos Carrasco wondering if this is the same game that he left in the third inning.
No kidding. Oh, I'm sure he loves it. He'll take it. Oh.
Eugenio Suarez leading off for Cincinnati. He came into the night 4th in the National League in batting average. Spanked foul left side. I mean, Arch, don't you think it's a little odd to have a team like Cincinnati, and I know they got off to a really bad start this year, but to have a last place club and to have 2 guys who are in the top 5 in batting average, 2 guys are in the top 10 in runs batted in, 1 guy's in the top 6 in home runs. I mean, it's amazing that they haven't been better.
Well, pitching
with some of the numbers that they have put up.
Yeah, when you look at their pitching now.
High throw. Alonso able to get the tag on him because Suarez gave up on the play. He didn't run hard through the bag, and that cost him.
Yeah, it did. The throw was up in the air, and Alonso had to go up, and he comes down, and he's sort of like he stopped. I don't know if something happened to him there or not.
He just wasn't running hard.
No, he was not, and that enabled him to. And then he sort of pushed that. You just never know.
Jesse Winker a double his first time up. Yeah, you mentioned before his dad Joe back home watching in Florida, where Jesse Winker moved from the Falls when he was a young boy. The story I read, his dad originally worked in a training facility that Dante Bichette had started.
Okay.
And then I don't know if he went out on his own or if he's still working at that same facility. But Jesse said we spent a lot of hours hitting in the cages, talking hitting, working through, you know, the ups and downs of trying to get your swing right.
Well, he's got a good swing. He's got a good eye at the plate, too. He walked a couple times in last night's ball game. And for rookies, he's leading in walks. He has 46 of them this year.
Went too far, couldn't hold up on the check swing, and that's a half a dozen Ks for Carrasco. 2 down in the inning.
Here's what I'll tell you. Well, they say close enough. Out number 2.
Tucker Barnhart grounded out his only time up. And Barnhart with a base hit and a right center field. It's just his 4th hit in his last 29 at bats.
To the plate now for Cincinnati, number 23, Adam Duvall.
Adam will bring up Adam Duvall. Tied him up. Out of play right side. Duvall, just 3 for his last 15. Carrasco yet to have a 1-2-3 inning. But in the first, he struck out the first 2, gave up back-to-back singles, and then struck out Suarez. In the second, gave up a leadoff double, and then retired the next 3 in order. In the third, he got the first 2 out, walked Votto, got Jeanette to hit a fly ball to center to end the inning. Here in the fourth, first 2 out, base hit. Now the 1-2 to Duvall, and that bounced way out in front, and
man, he spiked a few of the breaking balls tonight, huh?
Gomes did everything he could, but at some point your luck kind of runs out trying to stop that ball when it bounces in front of you.
Enough is enough. Hey, one last birthday I got to get to. Happy birthday to Wayne Reel of Youngstown. As we get a look at that 55-foot breaking ball.
I'm not saying that he is suffering from any effects of the injury that he suffered, but does it look like a guy who's still trying to knock off the rust?
Well, could be, but I mean, you know, don't be afraid of your fastball here. You got an 11-0 game going on. You know, maybe you can locate that fastball a little bit and then work your way and get a feel for that slider back. I mean, you can afford to go out there and throw some heaters.
Kipnis with a 1-hop stab, gets up, throws him out. Middle of the fourth. Kipnis with a great defensive play, and it's still 11-0 Cleveland.
By sharing a photo or video with hashtag Hats Off for Heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Bottom of the fourth. Yonder Alonso will lead it off. Yeah, pitch outside, 2-0. Ball 4, he walks Yonder Alonso. And we'll check in with Al Pulaski for a game break.
All right, Matt, let's go to Oakland and Houston tonight. We're in the top of the first inning. The A's scored 3, thanks in part to this double by Chris Davis that knocked in a couple. Chris Davis now on a 13-game hitting streak, 19th double of the year. He has 21 homers, and the A's have a 3-0 lead on Lance McCullers. So how about Chris Davis? He was hot in Cleveland. He's still hot in Houston.
How about Oakland? I mean, anybody who thought that the Indians just didn't play well against the A's, don't forget that's a team that's on an incredible run.
They scored 4 in the 9th last night to come back and move it to extra innings. So.
And they should have won it, but we saw why they didn't earlier tonight.
You know, a stat I saw last night, guys, speaking of the Athletics and the Reds and the last two teams the Indians have played, those two teams have the most runs scored in the 8th and 9th inning in all of baseball.
Yeah.
They jump teams late, and we know the Athletics have a great bullpen, so they're winning games from the 7th inning on.
Yeah, they are. They score late, and they score with 2 outs.
Tanner Rainey, when you look at him, especially from that center field camera, you get that side shot of him. 6'2", 235. You can probably see that this is a guy that once upon a time was a position player. When he was at West Alabama, I mentioned before, that's where the Reds drafted out of him. He was a Division II powerhouse as a hitter. He was among the national leaders in home runs, had an .827 slugging percentage. Jason Kipnis rocks one to deep right field. Back is Shebler, and it is gone. And now Jason Kipnis joins the home run party, his 9th of the year. And the Indians keep pouring it on. It's 13-0.
And now with 39 RBIs too. He's been on all 3 times tonight. Walk, singled and scored, and now a 2-run homer. As you mentioned, number 9, so the 3rd home run. 126 now for the Indians.
I knew you could do it.
There it is.
Fastball.
Heater. See ya.
96 miles an hour going in. Over 100 going out. Look, I mean, when you got a guy who can throw 98, 99, 100 miles an hour, I can understand why the Reds said, we're going to draft this guy as a pitcher. But it's always fascinating to me to see a guy who was a position player in college, and a good one. He was their closer and first baseman, but the Reds said, no, we want this guy as a pitcher.
More valuable to him as a pitcher.
Yeah.
I guess maybe the hitting wasn't that good to where they, wanted to take a risk. They said, hey, we think you'll be better off on the mound.
And to take nothing away from Division II level, because that's still really good baseball. But you're talking about the Division II level as a hitter. You better be hitting like 650 if you're going to come and make it in the big leagues. But if you can throw mid to upper 90s, that plays on just about any level, if you can locate it and add some movement.
Well, it may take a while to get in and get a feel for pitching, and you never know if he becomes a starter, he'll get his own at-bats in the National League. Yes.
No, he did not go.
Okay, it looked like it. There's the side look. No, he did not. I thought he went more than that.
Gomes is the 9th man that Rainey has faced since he came into the game. back out of play.
This is a total opposite of last night's ball game, where almost at this time last night we were in the 9th inning or getting ready to head to it. Oh, I just got word from
the professor.
Yeah, Professor Tommy. We were in the 8th inning at this time last night. The bottom of the 8th.
Wow, we were in the bottom of the 8th last night?
Yes.
I knew that game went quickly, but
oh, those guys in the middle innings. I mean, they were throwing, what did they throw? 9 pitches, 7 pitches, both of them, both starters. They were dealing.
Two in the dirt. Well, after the game, I saw Joey Votto, and he wasn't gloating over the great comeback win. He was saying, it's a really good team we beat tonight. He said, and Trevor Bauer was unbelievable. I mean, he gave a lot of credit to how well Bauer pitched, and you know, they came up with some big hits late in the game. And
well, they
got the biggest one of all.
They had to earn it. Yes, they did.
Gomes draws a walk, and Tanner Rainey's got to be just about done.
Well, it's just a matter of how much longer that Riggleman wants to watch him pitch. You know, he knows he's finished.
Well, this is the first man he faced. Remember, he came on in the 3rd inning, and it was 5-0. Tyler Naquin's the first batter up, and Naquin hit a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that was down around his ankles. Big hopper toward first base. Votto had to dive for it. It kicked off of his glove. Run scored. Everybody's safe. He got the next man, Greg Allen, but then the walk, 2-run single, 3-run homer, and just like that, it was a 9-run inning. But sometimes for relief pitchers, it's that first batter you face, and if they get that first batter, then maybe everything changes for them. If they don't, then
2/3 of an inning. He's walked 3, giving up 4 hits in 2/3 of an inning. So.
Yeah. And as you pointed out, his fastball, as explosive as it is, it's kind of all over the place.
It's all over, but it's straight. He has the changeup and the slider, but a work in progress.
Naquin, he drives one up the alley in right center field. Gomes can run all day, and he will. Sarbon's going to wave him home. And it's 14-0. Tyler Naquin has 2 hits and 2 runs batted in on the night.
Well, the strength of Naquin is down in the zone, and you can see him. He picks up and he hits it like a 3-iron, man. He just laced it into the gap in right center field. He'll get the double. He has a couple RBIs. He also has been on all 3 times tonight, and I think Jim Riggleman has seen enough.
Yikes. When it's all said and done, Tanner Rainey has only pitched 2/3 of an inning still in this game tonight. We got a timeout, and the Indians are up 14-0. came in 96, went out 100.2. And take a look at the battle for the ball. Oh, nice diving catch.
Yeah, he did.
Onto the rail and hung on.
Look at him. They're all happy. He's not giving it up. Nuh-uh. Good play. He's getting applause all the way around.
Jackson Stevens, the right-hander, coming on for Cincinnati. The tail of the tape for Tanner Rainey, not good. 2/3 of an inning. 5 hits, 7 runs, walked 3. Allowed 2 homers, and he's responsible for the runner at second base. And a ground ball single into right field, and the beat goes on. Naquin stopped at third. If it's a close game or a game that you would consider still to be in doubt, he probably would have sent him.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's like, okay, call off the dogs. You're not going to force anything. But everything they're hitting tonight, finding a hole, just out of reach. 12 hits now for the Indians. They have the 3 home runs and 1 double.
Swing and a miss. Lindor, good night. Holy smokes. His 25th home run of the year. A 3-run blast. And a 5-run fourth for Cleveland, and there's still nobody out.
Well, Frankie's saying, all right, Jose, you're not going to do it again to me. I'm going to start catching back up. He hit one last night, and Jose followed. Well, back comes Lindor. 3-run homer. The 10th time now those two have homered in the game together. And this one down and in, and he just smokes it out to right field. This is, wow, unbelievable.
They are the first Indians teammates to ever have 25 home runs at the All-Star break, or before the All-Star break. We're still not there yet. Lindor and Ramirez. Only the 18th set of teammates in Major League history to have 25 or more homers before the All-Star break.
So Frankie now over the 60 RBI mark. This is getting crazy.
Michael Brantley pops one up. That's the first out of the inning.
Seconds in the air.
Takes a breaking ball for a strike.
4 homers for the Indians tonight, now 127. That should be able to earn a couple of those guys a few innings off tonight, shouldn't it? 17-0.
I would think so. And a high pop to left. 2 down.
That's the 4th inning.
How do you like this, though, folks? I mean, just think about this for a second. Game 1, Cincinnati took it to them. The Indians did score 4 in the ninth to make it kind of close, 7-5 final. And last night, they're up 4-0 the whole game. They go into the ninth thinking this one's in the bag, only to watch Cincinnati stun them with 7 in the ninth. And you're wondering all day long, what's the hangover effect? What's the carryover? How are they going to deal with this? All the stories all day. Tito saying, hey, it's my fault. I spoke to the team. I don't want them to feel bad. It's my mistake. It's all on me. You know, Andre talked to Kip. He talked to other players. And they come out tonight and just blow the doors off of them.
It's crazy. Well, that's how they responded.
So much for the hangover effect. Or any carryover. That's one way to deal with it. Just go out and remove all doubt.
6 guys have scored 2 or more runs.
A 9-run third followed by a 6-run fourth. And add to that the fact that Tyler Mahle came in for Cincinnati pitching tonight with a chance to sweep, and he had been their best starter over the last month. And now Edwin draws a walk, and the Indians have batted around for the 2nd inning in a row. And Yonder Alonso, who walked and scored earlier this inning, will step to the plate for the 2nd time.
First baseman, Yonder Alonso.
All right, be honest with me, though. From an everyday player's perspective, you get in a game like this, do you want to come out, though?
Yeah. It depends on what how long you've been playing. You got, this is where you keep guys fresh.
Oh, I'm not saying from the manager. I'm saying as an everyday player, when you got a team down like this and it seems like hits are easy to come by, do you want to come out of a game like this?
If you're playing every day, look, I think Lindor could use some time off. I think Ramirez could use some time off.
I didn't ask you about that. I said, as a player, do you want to come out? You do.
Yes, I would. Absolutely. Okay. Let everybody go. Yes, absolutely. You lose concentration in a game like this. You know, you go up there, you don't care. You swing at the first pitch. Just let me put it in play. Let's go. We need outs. Let's go. It's 17-0. What do you want to score 30?
Me? Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Then you go right ahead. That's all for you. Keep going.
The 2-2 on its way. And a foul right back.
If this was a fight, they'd already call.
Oh, no doubt. This game is so hard, and so many games are grinded out right to the end. Every once in a while, it's got to be kind of fun to play in a game like this.
Okay, it's fun. We played 4 innings of fun. Now it's time to move on.
Okay. Now all you other guys get in there.
Yes. You guys go have some fun now. Let me go relax.
Here's the 2-2.
My feet are hurt. Been running the bases all night long.
I need a massage. I got cramps from running around so much.
I mean, you can see they're smiling. The trainers are saying, "Oh man, these guys are going to, going to have to give them some work after this game."
There are 2 down in the inning.
Already?
And the 2-2 pitch is fouled back out of play.
Talk to me in the 8th about this.
Oh yeah.
Look at Carrasco. He's sitting over there. Inning. He's stretching. He's got to go. He should go to the bullpen and throw the last 2 innings.
As you said before, he doesn't mind, but it is.
Now now he's saying, "All right, guys, let's go. Make it out. I want to go pitch." Foul ball after foul ball. This is. Matter of fact, Andre's in the clubhouse now putting on a uniform. He's going in.
I'll tell you one place you don't want to be right now. About 4 booths down, our buddies Tom Brenneman and Jeff Brantley.
No, that's tough to do.
It's not fun to call when you're on the other end.
I'm looking for some sunglasses. You got any?
I have a pair for you up here. Yes, I do.
All right, the inning is over. Second time the Indians have batted around. They do it in back-to-back innings. 9 in the third, 6 more here in the fourth. 17-0. Rock on.
Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by the 2019 Kia Sorento, the perfect getaway vehicle. Visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. By Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by your Chevy Network dealers. Visit ClickChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Oh, Sweet Moses, not far from Progressive Field at Gordon Square, and they've got a stand right out there in the right field district. You got that sweet tooth when you're here at the ballpark, go right to Sweet Moses. They'll fix you up. Leading off the fifth for Cincinnati is Billy Hamilton. He's batting for the second time tonight, while Francisco Lindor has already been to the plate 4 times. Brandon Geyer taking over for Michael Brantley in left field. And you saw Eric Gonzalez in at third for Jose Ramirez. Hamilton fouls one back. On a serious note, I wonder what it does do to a pitcher, though, when you have to wait in consecutive innings that long. What, about 40 minutes an inning there?
Well, yeah. Well, the last 2 innings, you're right. It's been crazy for him.
Hamilton into second base. He's going to turn and burn for 3. Kip's throw, not in time. And Hamilton with a leadoff triple. That'll be his 5th of the year. Take a listen to Jason Kipnis and his thoughts on Tribe skipper Terry Francona.
I mean, it was respectable. It's not something he had to do. He watches us screw up all the time and doesn't expect an apology from us, but he manned up, he owned it, and I mean, it was a first. It was something that we weren't. He wanted the guy. He wanted Oliver to come in the lefty on lefty matchup and stuff like that. So I mean, it was just a miscommunication. It was unfortunate. It's not something we're all know how to act towards because we've never had it happen before, but it was respectable to see him kind of stand up, own it, and I think the only other thing he's got to apologize for is maybe being a little bit more creative with nicknames and people's names, I think, than just OT and OP, and maybe mix it up a little bit so it doesn't happen again.
Go with the numbers.
Hey, whatever works. Give me 61.
Right, whatever. Well, they've had a couple innings. They have quite a few of those.
A lot of revelry tonight, the way this game has gone for the Indians. Billy Hamilton at third base, nobody out. Reds looking to get on the board. Scott Schebler has struck out twice tonight. And a foul out of play. Schebler goes down swinging. He has struck out 3 times tonight.
Back-to-back nights he's done that, but I'll tell you, these starters for the Indians, they could do that to any hitter. You go out there and watch this little changeup. It's going down and away, and the bottom falls out. They can do it to anybody. I don't care how hot you are. They've had their share of punch-outs in this series, but
yeah, you're right about that. I mean, Schebler struck out 3 times last night.
Right.
Eugenio Suarez struck out 3 times last night.
It's tough to strike out.
Peraza struck out 3 times in the series opener. A bunch of guys have struck out a couple of times.
Yeah, the starters, they've been, but it goes to show you, they lose the first 2 games and you get all those strikeouts. So I mean, an out's an out. When you can get them and when you can throw strikes and expand the hitter's strike zone, it certainly helps. But those pitches on those outs on 3 pitches or less that can get you deep into the game. Bauer very good at it last night. For Schebler last night and tonight, he's in 25 pitches, 11 swings and misses. Okay, because he jumped on that fastball the first 2 times up in the series, the series opener off Mike Clevenger. Well, they made some adjustments, started throwing some breaking balls.
Reds will get on the board here. Naquin makes the catch. His throw home is closer than I thought it was going to be. And Billy Hamilton, the speedster, he didn't even think about sliding. He scored standing up, but I tell you what, he was almost thrown out on that play.
Was Votto up there to let him know whether to slide or not? But this throw had something on it. He kept it down, and watch it, one hopper. I mean, this was unbelievable.
Votto was a bystander. Look at him. He's just standing there watching.
You got to tell that runner. Votto's got to help him. I know he can look out there and Hamilton can run, but he may have not been able to see that throw. You got to tell him to slide when it's in doubt.
Sends a fly ball to center field, and the inning is over. Halfway through, 17-1 Cleveland. now for Cincinnati. Kurt Casale takes over behind the plate for Tucker Barnhart. Adam Duvall goes from left field to first base for Votto. And Dilson Herrera is now in the game in left. And Jackson Stevens stays on the pitch here in the 5th. Jason Kipnis has walked, singled, hit a 2-run homer, and scored a couple of runs.
In this ball game, when you look at Cincinnati and their pitchers, in the first inning they threw 20 pitches. The second, 28. You get to the third, there were 47 pitches thrown, and then the fourth, 46.
Yowza.
So a total of 141.
And we were
coming into the 5th inning.
Last night, remember, you said 7, 8, 9 pitches. They were just blowing through innings. Second strikeout for Stevens, 1 down here in the 5th. Our mid-game summary brought to you by your Toyota dealers. In the 3rd inning, Yonder Alonso had an RBI single. Yan Gomes had a 2-run hit. Tyler Naquin drove in a run. Michael Brantley drove in a pair. Jose Ramirez hit a 3-run homer. A 9-run 3rd inning. Indians sent 12 men to the plate. And then it came right back in the 4th. Jason Kipnis hit a 2-run homer. Lindor hit a 3-run homer. They scored 6 more in the 4th inning. High fastball, 2-2. Yan Gomes drove in 2 in that 3rd inning. And he walked and scored another run in the 4th. Fouls it back. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And, you know, to your point about trying to get some guys maybe a couple innings off their feet, you've got 4 games coming up with the Yankees, and you expect those are going to be hard-fought games to take you into the All-Star break.
You would think so.
Line to 3rd. 1 down, and your top 3 hitters are going to that All-Star game, so they're not really going to have much of a break during the old break. Now swinging to summer tomorrow night when the Yankees invade. Corey Kluber, Luis Severino, 2 of the top pitchers in the American League. This one should be a really great matchup, and our coverage begins at 6:30. Swinging to summer on Sports Time Ohio and Fox Sports Go, presented by Click It or Ticket. Severino and Kluber among the top pitchers in the American League in a number of categories, including earned run average.
Severino leading the way with 14 wins this year. Both Kluber and Snell have 12. So yeah, you would expect that one, boy. That's a heavyweight bout right there.
New York tonight laying waste to Baltimore. They lead the O's 6-0 in the 7th. Biggest problem for New York right now is Boston. They're starting to run away a little bit. They've won 8 straight heading into tonight. Best record in baseball, 64-29. And they currently lead the Red Sox. I'm sorry, the Rangers, 4-0 in the 7th inning at Fenway. Well, that's hard to believe. 29 losses is all they have. And here it is, the 11th of July. To third. The Indians go in order. We go to the 6th. 16-run lead for Cleveland. All the money raised goes to support cancer research at Cleveland Clinic. Register at velasano.org to join in the fun with fellow riders, and you can join up with Team Fox Sports for this year's event. New pitcher is Adam Plutko. He was just recalled from AAA and added to the roster when the Indians put Josh Tomlin on the disabled list with a hamstring strain. And so Plutko's done a really good job as a starter. Will work a little bit out of the bullpen now.
And I think Andre told us, wasn't today his day he normally pitched? It was either yesterday or today. And he's going to get some work in.
I think that's what it. Yes, his day to pitch was today, and I think from Tito's side of things, with all the waiting Cookie has done,
right,
and he wanted to take care of Adam, I think this is working out perfect for him because he wants to keep him in a groove.
Bingo.
Of working on his day and working long as well.
See, Andre, I do listen to you. You said that yesterday.
You do listen to me.
I certainly do.
I listen to you too, buddy.
He doesn't always hear you, but he listens to you.
See what 17 runs does for him? He becomes nice.
Carrasco, by the way, 83 pitches tonight. 12-0-2-1-2 counts, and this goes back to what you're saying about the everyday players. And I know Cookie missed some time on the DL, but 83 pitches, no reason to push him. You got a 16-run lead, get Plutko some work and move on.
This is opportunities. When you get times like this is when you can do that. I feel sorry because they got nobody to give Lindor a couple innings off his feet. He's out there every day, every inning.
Fouled out of play. Somehow, people I don't think he minds though.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, I understand that, but you know what, people, and Andre and I have talked about this, and you've been right here listening. Sometimes you just need a mental break.
I know.
When you're not into it, when you're.
Jeanette launches one to deep right. Naquin's back. He's at the wall, and it's gone. Scooter Jeanette, his 15th home run of the year. And even though he's been in a rut offensively here of late, he's going to the All-Star game.
Yes, he is, and he hit his 20th. It's a breaking ball from Plutko, and he Boy, he looked into home plate and looked at Gomes and says, "Mate, is that bad of a pitch?" Well, I guess it was to him, because that ball was down. I'm sorry. Yeah, we did the same thing. That's his 15th. I'm sorry, not 20th.
Jeanette, though, he's a great story in that, not just for what he did last year, kind of coming out of nowhere to become this home run monster, but the fact that he was a throwaway. I mean, the Brewers just didn't have room for him. They cut him loose. He drives down the road, joins the Reds, and the next thing you know, he's an all-star.
And he went from Maryville, got in his car, drove out to Goodyear, and then jumped on a plane with Cincinnati last year at the end of spring training. Yeah, it is. It's a pretty incredible story, and this guy has been dealing for the Cincinnati Reds.
And all he did, I mean, think about this. How bad do you have to feel if you're Milwaukee's guys in the front office? You cut him loose, and then this guy goes on to have a 4-homer game and hit 4 grand slams in the same season.
Wow. But as Tito and I talked about, what comes around goes around. We talked about this last night. You think about him, Scooter Gennett, Jesus Aguilar, who left here, and Max Muncy, who was with Oakland and who's tearing it up with the Dodgers. Tito told me, he goes, it's unbelievable what these 3 guys are doing, but it tells you every guy needs an opportunity. And he goes, I wish we would have found a better way with Aguilar, but I'm happy for him because the kid worked hard. It just didn't work here.
Right.
He says every time he hits a home run, he kind of closes his eyes and shakes his head, but he's happy for him.
Well, his eyes have been closed a lot then this year.
You ain't lying, especially with 2 strikes.
Well, there's no doubt, to Andre's point, that the game is filled with stories over the decades of guys who just didn't fit one place, got an opportunity somewhere else, and just took off, made a career. Or, unfortunately, in the case when you were playing, a lot of times the Indians fans watched young players that maybe didn't know a lot about, Chris Chambliss, Greg Nettles, and then they go off and become stars elsewhere.
Yeah, they traded them to other places, or they were up and coming and didn't pay them, and they wanted to go get 3 or 4 players for one. They didn't want to pay guys. That happened a lot back when I played, because the organization, as far as ownership, wasn't as stable back then.
Jesse Winker doubled in the second, struck out in the fourth. Fouled off his foot here.
But you know what? You feel good when guys do that. They leave one place and maybe not given a chance, and they go somewhere else and they shine. It's great. They're great stories.
Well, speaking of Milwaukee, I mean, I can't tell you how many people over the years would say to me, "Really, Ricardo Rincon for Richie Sexson?"
Was it
Brian Giles? Brian Giles. I mean, those things happen.
Look out.
Bat went whizzing past Plutko's head.
Second time today that bat has left his hands. And this one, let's see how close it was to Plutko. It's a ways away, but that's the scary thing. You notice he saw that thing coming and go get some claw, put it on the handle again.
It's just not a common sight for a pitcher to see the bat go.
Not whizzing by your head. That's right.
Now the 0-2. In the air, left field, slicing down the line and foul. Bouncing ball up the middle. Kipnis off balance throw right on the money. Great clip of the game from last night. Trevor Bauer, boy, he was incredible. 8 innings, gave up 3 hits, struck out a dozen.
Flat out filthy last night. I'll tell you what, he's taking a step up, boy. His break ball, he's as good as anybody out there now.
Trevor Bauer, another pitcher.
Like he said, you hear guys talking in the elevator on your way up. Some employees at work here talk about, man.
Why'd they take him out? He was striking everybody out. Why'd they take him out?
That's right.
Well, he can't throw 150 pitches every game.
That's true. He had his 110, 111, but
pitches,
it's funny. I mean, everybody's in there. They want to see him pitch, you know?
Yep.
Finish what you start, but that's not the way it goes. But it's enjoyable to listen to, and then when you're walking by, they may not know who you are. You're an ear
Just
listening.
Literally a fly on the wall.
Right.
It's the best.
It is.
One-two pitch. You know, I was just thinking, Arch, talking about, you know, guys looking for getting opportunities that maybe didn't get them elsewhere. We don't see San Diego very often.
Right.
But if you're a diehard Padres fan and you've seen Corey Kluber win 2 Cy Young Awards, you have to be saying to yourself, how did we just let that guy get away?
Yeah.
What did we get in return? I couldn't even tell you who they got back.
Oh, I can. They got Ludwig, Ryan Ludwig.
That's what it was.
From St. Louis.
Yeah.
Jake
Three-way
Westbrook.
trade. Yeah.
Yes.
Reds are out here in the 6th. Scooter Jeanette with a solo homer, but it's 17-2 Cleveland.
$12 and under with the purchase of an adult ticket. The kids' tickets are located in the family deck here at the ballpark and are only available at Indians.com/kid-ticket.
Cincinnati has now officially emptied their bench. Alex Blandino coming on to take over at third base. That's not Alex, by the way.
He's got his hands full.
Greg Allen will lead off for the Indians here in the bottom of the 6th. And he shoots a single right back up the middle. Miller Lite hold true moment. Indians have homered 4 times tonight. Jose Ramirez started the party in the first with a 2-run shot. And then Jose with a 3-run homer in the third. That was the exclamation point on the 9-run inning. Jason Kipnis with a 2-run shot that started the 4th inning, and Frankie brought down the curtain with a 3-run homer. And at that point, it was 17-0 Cleveland. There is Blandino taking over for Suarez. You know, it's interesting, Arch. We talk about it all the time in the American League with the DH and how many pitchers you take. Like Tito likes to have, you know, that extra guy in the bullpen. You know, the Reds are playing with a 3-man bench.
Yeah. You know, a lot of teams now have those 8 relievers that they use. And, you know, that's amazing there in the National League, because a lot of times if your starters aren't good, you usually pinch hit for them earlier in ball games. So you may need an extra, you know, position guy or a player.
Swing and a miss. I suppose because of the youth in the pitching staff, Jim Riggleman and his guys have figured out, instead of the extra guy on the bench, we want the extra guy in the bullpen.
Well, and you know what, it makes sense because they have 2 pitchers on their team that hit grand slams this year. You know, out of those 9 that they've hit.
So if they need an extra bat, they know where to get it.
Yeah.
Go to the bullpen.
That's right. Wait a minute. You hit a grand slam. You go in there and hit.
But that's sometimes the misconception. You think about it in football and a blowout. There's a backup for just about everybody on the team. But in baseball, limited roster, you can only sub out about 3 guys. And to your point, for Tito, it's like, well, I can either give Lindor or Ramirez.
Well, and they both really could use it.
Yeah.
You know, in games like this, I mean, because they grind it out every single day, every inning. And I mean, they're gamers. And I mean, they're not going to say anything, you know, and you can go ask Frankie after the game. But, I mean, you would like to if you can.
Hard hit ground ball. Duvall makes a nice play, goes to second for the force there. They will not turn 2. One away. Well, here they are. Man, what a,
oh my goodness.
What a pair.
I mean, this is really something very, very special when you see a pair of teammates doing this.
Especially at their age.
Oh, and their age, yeah, they're old souls, boy, when it comes to baseball.
I mean, by the time Pujols and Edmonds did it, they were well-established veterans.
Both these guys left side of the infield. I don't know if they'll ever see a better one. Both very good defenders. They both can run. They both can hit. I mean, they're 5-tool guys. I mean, you're watching these guys before they even get into their prime, that are really superstars. And they create an energy. Those 2 guys are the energy, man. They're the heartbeat to this team.
Geyer swing and a miss. His first at bat of the night. And a ground ball right at the shortstop Peraza. There's 1 and 2 to end the inning. We'll go to the 7th. 17-2 Cleveland. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. What a night here at the Ball Yard. 17-2, Cleveland on top. This fan's been having a ball. The Indians offense exploding early and often. And now here in the 7th inning, Adam Plutko for a 2nd inning of relief work.
We see a lefty getting loose up in Cincinnati's bullpen.
Kyle Crockett, former Indians left-hander. Swing and a miss. Down goes Duvall. 2nd strikeout for Plutko. 1 down here in the 7th. Injury report tonight brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. Tyler Olson was activated from the 10-day DL today. Mark Zubchinski was designated for assignment. Tito said he handled it like a true pro, and they're very appreciative. And they were very upfront with him as far as what they figured the role would be for Zip. And good news as far as Andrew Miller is concerned as he continues to progress toward his return.
Things are looking great right now for Andrew Miller. He threw 39 pitches tonight. He threw 20, then sat down for what would be like an inning, then threw 19 more. It looks like he'll head to Akron, maybe to face some of their hitters on Saturday off the mound. He doesn't want to pitch against his own teammates. He just doesn't. He's not comfortable doing it. He doesn't think that'll get the best out of him. So hopefully he'll be able to do that. And they're hoping he can do that a couple more times after the All-Star break. And maybe, just maybe, we'll see him by the end of this month, maybe beginning of August. Also with Zubchinski, Tito told him the situation. He wasn't surprised by what happened, but he told him if another team doesn't pick him up, they're hoping he goes to Columbus and stays around just in case they would need him the rest of the year.
All right, thanks, Andre. We'll see what happens. Billy Hamilton tripled his last time up. It got the Cincinnati Reds on the board tonight. Came around to score on a sac fly. And then Scooter Gennett added a second run in the 6th. That is his 15th home run of the year.
Back to the top of the lineup. Schebler on deck. He's had a tough night. 3 punch outs again. It's the last thing he wants to do. That's his game, man. Those feet, those legs fouled it right off. Let's see. He has no padding.
Ouch, that's a shin.
Yeah, shin burner. Sure is. Boy, not when you make your money with your wheels.
And Billy Hamilton draws a walk. Billy Hamilton, I was just thinking about this. You look at Billy Hamilton, he looks like a guy that could have played in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's so skinny. I mean, back in your day, guys weren't big. They weren't bulky like they are now. I mean,
yeah,
he'd
be a perfect leadoff guy. You know, get on base, steal, run. Yeah, he'd been perfect. Good defender.
They list him at 160. What'd you play at? What was your playing weight?
About 180.
Oh, you're a big guy.
Well, yeah, everyone's 6'1", 185. I think I was about 175 when I signed out of high school.
Yeah.
Probably 180, 185. That's all everybody was back then. I mean, there's guys now 230, 240 here, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They're huge.
Well, when we visited with, and when we were in Baltimore, we visited with Boog. I mean, Boog was huge for his day.
Yeah.
Today, he'd be just another big guy.
Yeah.
Probably.
You know, Frank Howard was probably the biggest guy back in the day. Boog was a real big guy back then. He looked like a monster on the field. But nowadays, these guys, they're cut, they're built. The weight training, nutritional programs. They're bigger, they're faster, stronger.
1-1 pitch. And a ground ball in the hole. So Scott Schebler has his first hit of the game. And the Reds have a couple aboard with one out here in the 7th.
He got on a breaking ball there. And found a hole. He's been swinging and he missed at a lot of them, but he didn't miss this one. He finally got one and he's happy. First time he's put the ball in play. There's a breaking ball, looked like a curveball down. But it has to get out of the middle of the plate.
And
7
Jose
hits now.
Peraza 0 for 2. Sac fly, drove in a run in the 5th. Fouled back. Well, this is going to be quite a matchup over the next 4 games. Indians hosting the Yankees. It all begins tomorrow night. And just a reminder, it's a 4-game series, but your best shot to come down and see any of the games might be tomorrow night. There's a few thousand tickets remaining for tomorrow night. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They are all very close to being sold out.
Oh, I'm sure they will be.
So just a reminder, if you want to get down and see the Indians play the Yankees, the only time the Bronx Bombers will visit this year, go online at Indians.com and check out tickets for tomorrow night's game.
You know, they were here last year heading into the All-Star break for a 4-gamer as well. Remember? We didn't do Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They were in for a 4-gamer, so second straight year.
Well, I bring this up also because Redbird let me know that they hit 3 home runs tonight.
I see that it's 8-0 now.
And the Yankees have now hit the most home runs before the All-Star break than any team ever. 154 home runs. They were tied going into tonight with the 1999 Seattle Mariners, who had hit 151. But again,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't stipulate when the break was or games, number of games.
Mariners played 87 games going into the break. This is game 91 for the Yankees.
So that's the difference.
The 1-2. To
baby.
third. Gonzalez goes to second. There's one Kip on to first. Oh, nice play by Alonso on the backside. And the Indians turn 2. Stretch time in Cleveland. Indians up 15.
Bank Kids Fun Day. There will be exclusive experiences and giveaways all weekend as part of the KeyBank hassle-free weekend. And after the game, kids get to run the bases, presented by Cleveland Clinic Children's. Get tickets at Indians.com. So you better hurry because it'll be almost sold out if it's not by Sunday. Should be a great weekend weather-wise. It has been a spectacular homestand weather-wise. It has been beautiful.
Kyle Crockett on the pitch for the Reds, and hopefully, I know it's only one game, and as we mentioned at the top of our telecast, in the keys to the game, momentum is the next day's starting pitcher. But hopefully, what happened here tonight can at least allow the Indians to forget about what happened the night before, put that behind.
I think they already did,
and
I really do. The way they came out, I think it's in the past. You turn the page, you move on. You don't have time to dwell on it in baseball.
And also, I wonder, because I don't want this to sound like the Indians took the Reds or anybody else lightly, but when you have a big lead like this, I wonder if it's not just sort of human nature to say, okay, the brakes are right out there, and you just, it's like the series before the final series sometimes where you have maybe that just letdown. When the Yankees get here, you can see the break, you know it's right there, and maybe that adrenaline surge gets you through those final few games before you can kind of take a breath.
Well, these guys, they better be ready for tomorrow because this is the team that eliminated them last year. you know, in the playoffs. So, you know, they've got to go up, and I think you want to see how you match up against these guys. They're a home run hitting team. This should be a really fun series for players involved, for fans, for everybody. I mean, great pitching matchups.
Broken
two
bat.
elite teams.
Base hit for Eric Gonzalez. Well, here's the way they match up over the next 4 nights. Well, 3 nights in an afternoon, put it that way.
Yeah, that first one that's the way to start it off with the 2 best. There
Can't get better than that.
No, you really can't.
Wow.
And you remember the second one, Herman, he pitched very well. He didn't give up a hit to the Indians. That's going up against young Shane Bieber. Well, CC Sabathia and Clevenger going at it. Clevenger pitched a gem when he was in Yankee Stadium. Remember, he took a no-hitter into the 7th.
Yes.
Then you got Tanaka and Bauer going Sunday. That's it doesn't get any better than that, boy. This is a heavyweight fight. It should be a lot of fun.
We'll have 3 of the 4 games right here on Sports Time Ohio. Saturday's game can be seen on your local Fox station.
Fox National, yes.
Roberto Perez getting in at bat for Edwin Encarnacion here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Edwin tonight 1 for 3 with a single, a run scored. He also drew a walk. That kind of tells the story of the type of night it's been.
You could have put Bieber up there. Let him get a swing.
Let him get some swings, huh?
Yeah, he doubled.
When is the Indians' next interleague game on National League soil?
Let me think. We got to go to, let me see, Pittsburgh comes here and Cincinnati when we go there in August, because we only have 6 games left. 3 in Cincinnati, and then Pittsburgh comes here when we return home. What is it? July 24th, 25th, something like that. 3 games.
Yeah, August
23rd.
13th, 14th, 15th at Cincinnati.
Right.
Those will be the only other days the Indians pitchers will get a chance to swing.
Thank goodness.
Roberto with a line drive single, left center field. It'll be cut off by Hamilton, and Eric Gonzalez will stop at second. So back-to-back singles off left-hander Kyle Crockett.
Well, you see what happens when guys don't play all the time. They get an opportunity. They want to get hits too. They want to join the party.
Yeah.
See, we're getting near the 8th inning now. We can talk about it. You want to see these outs come now, don't you?
I told you, leave the starters in there.
I'm going to check out in the corner and see if anybody's laying down yet. It's been.
Yonder Alonso, an RBI single and a run and 2 runs scored on the night. He sends one high and deep to left. Dilson Herrera backpedaling. It's over his head. He did not play it well. Eric Gonzalez will be waved around and he will score. And it's 18-2, and that's not a case where the Indians are trying to run it up or rub it in.
No.
That was a case where Gonzalez wasn't really sure because Herrera's not an outfielder, and he didn't play that ball well. And it kind of had both Roberto and Eric ended up almost on top of each other.
Well, there's nothing you can't do. He's backpedaling. You can see that's not an outfielder. So the ball finally drops. You thought he was going to catch it, so you can't really push it. But Gonzalez was fast enough. He was able to come around to score. He just moved up a base. So 3 straight hits now off Crockett. It's now 18-2. 17 hits for the Indians.
Jose Ramirez tutoring the young Gonzalez on the finer points of base running.
Probably telling him, look, okay, I know you got a single, but you got to hit home runs if you're going to hit my spot.
I can't have this. I just can't have this. Kipnis pulls one foul.
You know, these are games that come around once in a while. And, you know, I'm thinking There's been 2 or 3 other teams that have scored 17 or 18 runs throughout the course of the year. You have games like this once in a while. Out of 162, a few of them.
Well, you think back for the Indians, it wasn't all that long ago. They had that game in Oakland with the big, was it 7th inning?
Yeah.
And they ended up winning 15-3 against the A's.
Well, that's what this game reminded me of. When they had the 9-run 3rd inning, they had an 8-run 8th and
just
a 2-run
earlier.
9th.
Yeah.
But they bounced back today with a 6-run 4th. There were, what, 80-some pitches thrown in those 2 innings from Cincinnati pitchers. It was crazy.
That's the point you make there, though. It's if you see a big inning in a game, that's usually it.
Right. It
Rarely
settles
you
down.
see 2 innings back to back, like what we saw tonight. You see a 9-run inning, and usually it's just like that's about all there is. But to see a 9-run inning followed by a 6-run inning, really unusual.
Uh-oh, guess what?
The bases are loaded.
You got it. For who?
Yan Gomes again.
And he did it earlier.
He smacked a 2-run single with the bags filled in the 3rd.
Yeah, the Indians have been remarkable this year. Over a 400 batting average. 8 salamis. Umpteen doubles.
Gomes, after that first pitch, fouls it back.
I think he tried to hit a homer there. There it is. 8 homers, and that means probably 10 doubles.
10 doubles,
yeah.
Exactly.
But still, nobody out.
There have been 4 sacrifice flies in bases loaded situations on the year.
Yeah, this is one when you're a Cincinnati defender out there, you're saying, okay, guys, come on. We got to leave tonight. We got to get out of town.
Yeah, Cincinnati's road trip will continue, and it will take them into the All-Star break.
They have an off day tomorrow, right?
Ripped foul, third base side.
Yeah, they have an off day, and they're heading to St. Louis.
That's right.
From there to close out the first half.
I was talking to, I think it was Jeff Pecoro, who does essentially what Andre does on Cincinnati telecast, and he was saying that they have 3 trips to St. Louis, and they have an off day all 3 times in St. Louis.
No kidding.
2-2 pitch, and Gomes goes down swinging. One down.
Slowed it down on it.
Number 30,
In 71 at-bats with the bases loaded, that is the 20th strikeout of the year for the Indians. Tyler Naquin fouls one back. Crockett gets ahead of him 0-2. Tyler, 2 hits tonight, 2 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. And now the 1-2. Line drive, base hit. Another run is home, and it's 19-2. Tyler Naquin's third hit of the night, his third different RBI hit. And Rick, I'm not sure where he made contact on the bat with this ball. It looked like it jammed him, but he got just enough of it.
Yeah, it was a floater, but it's a breaking ball. See him pull the hands in, and that's why he couldn't get any extension, but he got enough to get it over the infielder's head. They were playing in maybe a double play depth and a little shallower. Gets it over the head, gets a 4th hit in the inning, 18 on the night, and the bases are still loaded.
And with 1 out, Greg Allen to the plate. Fouled right back. Perhaps they'll get 2. We'll see. There's 1. They call him out at first, and that will end the inning. Indians get 2 more. We've played 7. It's 19-2 Cleveland.
Field along with Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski. Boy, Jensen, I'll tell you what, good pitching tonight, but the hitting out of this world.
Ironic that the New York Yankees come in here tomorrow, and I was on that team way back when we put up a 20-plus spot in New Yankee Stadium.
It'll be even better if they do it against the Yankees.
You know, let's hope they
enjoy it more.
Save some runs for Kluber tomorrow. You're going to need it.
A lot to talk about after the game. Indians live from Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Make sure you join us for that as Adam Pletko continues pitching. Matt and Rick, back to you.
Thanks, Al. Pletko, his 3rd inning of relief work. He's allowed 1 run on a couple of hits. The run came on a solo homer by Scooter Gennett. He was in the on-deck circle. Dilson Herrera, his first at-bat of the night. Swings through it, and Pletko quickly disposes of the rookie for out number 1. Recapping our storylines, brought to you by Ford. Momentum rested on the shoulders of Carlos Carrasco, and he was very good early on. He kept the Reds at bay, and the Indians built the big lead, and that was all she wrote. Tyler Mahle, he was knocked out of this game, his shortest start of the year, just 2 1/3 innings.
Yeah, he was dealing. He was 4-0 in his last 7 starts coming into this game, but threw a lot of pitches, and they fouled off a lot of pitches, and they took advantage of it.
Out of play.
The new fun thing to do right now is just watching Hosey. He's all over the place, yelling at Eric Gonzalez to play deeper, to play in. Hitting Edwin won't get behind him now. No one trusts him.
Do you blame him?
No, he's a special soul, I'm telling you guys. He doesn't know what to do, and all he's doing is messing with every single person.
So court. Yeah, he hit 2 homers, had 5 ribbies.
He's the king of the court.
Out of play. $22,215 the attendance here tonight. As the Indians go over 1 million in attendance for the season. Jeanette drives it up the alley. Greg Allen over to cut it off, but he won't be able to hold. Well, he will hold Jeanette to a long single. He jammed on the brakes.
You're not going to go run in and slide in a 19-2 ball game. If you can cruise in there, that's fine.
The batter down for Cincinnati, third baseman Alex Blandino.
So this will be the 135th pitch of the night for the Indians. The Reds have made 202 pitches.
Well, yeah.
In the game tonight.
When you had that 3rd and 4th inning, they threw about 90 pitches. And it was almost like a rain delay for Carrasco because he wasn't able to go out there. Those innings were so long.
Yeah. You're exactly right.
You know, and I'm sure that's why Tito took him out. You know, all right, fine. You gave me 5 innings. That's it. You got your work in. And then you were able to get Plutko out. This is his normal day to pitch on. So he can go 4 innings and get his work in. So it really worked out very well. And the Indians able to salvage the last game of the series here after losing the first 2 to Cincinnati.
Alex Blandino pops one in the shallow right. 2 down. Hey, keep up with Indians baseball on Sports Time Ohio Instagram. You'll get highlights, player reactions, game insights. All you have to do is follow Sports Time Ohio on Instagram.
Jesse Winker.
Jesse Winker is 1 for 3 tonight. And he takes a fastball, upper part of the strike zone. And that looked better than the one he just called a strike, but that's a ball. And Winker will wave goodbye. 2-out, 2-run homer for this Reds rookie who has been impressive. That's his 5th hit in the 3-game series. 2 doubles and now a 2-run homer, his 7th of the year. And he has 39 runs batted in for Cincinnati.
Yeah, put a good swing on that baseball, and it looked like it was another breaking ball here. It sure was. And that one didn't get down enough, and it stayed out over the plate, and he took advantage of it.
And now a line drive single into left field by Kurt Casale.
Stepping in now for the Reds, number 23, Adam Duvall.
Adam Duvall 0 for 3 on the night. And he pops him up right there at the plate. Gomes now back. Inning over. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 19-4 Cleveland. Been rolling in the aisles all night long. They lead at 19-4, and now Cincinnati will turn to Alex Blandino, who was at third base. He will now pitch, and Dilson Herrera, who was in left, goes to third, and Jesse Winker, who was the DH, now goes to left. And Winker will be facing the top of the order.
That stayed here. You like offense? They're loving it. You know, 28 hits with the Indians getting 18 of them.
So, Arch, I mentioned before, so Tyler Mahle, 2 1/3. He made 71 pitches. Tanner Rainey worked 2/3 of an inning, 44 pitches. And then Jackson Stevens, 57 pitches in his 3 innings. Crockett threw 30 last inning. And now Lindor with a fly ball to left for out number 1. And Alex Blandino in some mop-up duty, just trying to throw strikes.
Yeah, that's
and not overdo it. That's what everybody always says. Don't overdo it.
You know, don't try and throw hard. This is like batting practice. You go up and let them put the ball in play, and hopefully they hit it at one of your defenders if you're not a pitcher.
Tell you what, that's not too shabby though. 89.
That's pretty darn good.
That's real good. And throws a little off-speed pitch in there at 78, called a strike.
I remember we had Mark Whitten pitch one time out in Oakland, man, and he had a cannon.
Yes.
Look at that.
Oh, he floats one in there at 67 and strikes out Geyer. 2 down.
Now you see guys mess around and they throw knuckleballs. Look at it is.
Wow,
it's
that's
a
a good
knuckler. Look at that. That didn't spin a bit.
Wow.
You know, Reynolds went out and pitched for Washington and threw a knuckleball, but that was awesome. Are you kidding me?
To be able to break it out in a game, it's one thing to mess around and throw it on the
throw
side.
it near the strike zone. You're absolutely right. In a game, off the mound to a hitter. That's beautiful. This kid might have found a new role. That thing did not move.
Blandino, I mentioned the other night, he's out of Stanford. I'm just looking up to see, he had to have pitched somewhere along the line because
Sure looks like
he doesn't. He looks like he knows what he's doing. Oh, it almost took him with it. He got a piece of it. Hopefully it didn't hit him on the throwing hand. As he tips his cap to Eric Gonzalez, who scorched that ball right back up the middle.
Well, he was in a decent fielding position for it, but that ball was smoked. Watch, you see it come back. He lands, and here it goes. One hop. It did. It went off the thumb of his glove. That's good.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. You got your knock. He wanted to pick him clean and throw it out.
You know, according to everything I can read in a short period of time, when he said when he was growing up, the only position I played primarily through Little League, travel ball, high school was shortstop. So I don't know if he had to have pitched somewhere along the line. Either that or he's really good at imitating.
No, he's good.
Trevor Bauer one night in Pittsburgh did a really good job of imitating hitters and the various batting stances.
Oh gosh.
Blandino chucks one in the dirt. A wild pitch sends Gonzalez down to second. Roberto Perez singled and scored last time up after he came on for Edwin. Wow. Blandino saying, are you kidding me?
I mean, seriously. It's 19-4. Ring him up.
I can't get that call. If you're Roberto, I don't think I'd take another one that close.
I mean, that's a strike.
Pulls it foul. Do you remember ever facing a position player in a game where you went up there and said, oh, boy, how's this going? Anyone
I
come
do
to mind?
a couple times, but no, I don't
Nothing
remember.
stands out.
No, nothing stands out. I know one thing: you never wanted to make an out. You know, it's not like you wanted to try and hit a home run. You certainly wanted to try and get a base hit, or you never wanted to strike out.
Oh,
because you'd never live it down. You know, but really, right now, nothing comes to mind. I'm sure if I sit down and think about it, and have somebody that we played together, I just don't remember it.
It's funny though, you were talking about Mark Whitten. I remember when Andy Marte came in and pitched a game for the Indians. Roberto waves at it and strikes out, and the inning is over. We will go to the ninth with the Indians up 19-4.
transmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. We go to the 9th. And Adam Plutko, on for his 4th inning of relief work, will face Billy Hamilton, Scott Schebler, Jose Peraza.
We're in the 9th already?
Stop it.
Well, Matty, they didn't get their 30 for you tonight.
This was enjoyable after the gut punch of last night. By the way, Murph pointed out Adam Plutko is he's in line for a save here with 4 innings of relief.
Oh my goodness.
There's a pop-up, shallow right. Pat O'Brien Chevrolet play of the game. Boy, Jose Ramirez early on. This was in the 1st inning. 3 batters in. Bang. 2-0 Cleveland. And then he capped a 9-run 3rd with a 3-run homer. And it was all over but the shout. Scott Schebler has struck out 3 times, singled his last time up. Fouled on the right side. That's outside 2-2. And a foul right back. Adam Plutko winds it up to 2-2, and it's down low. And Scott Schebler draws a walk. So 1-out base runner for Jose Peraza.
Batting for Cincinnati, number 9, Jose Peraza.
Peraza tonight has struck out, flied out, drove in a run with a sac fly, and then hit into a double play in the 7th inning.
That's what I'd like to get right now.
He floats one in the air to shallow left. Geyer can't get there. And the Reds have 2 on with 1 out. going to bring up Dilson Herrera. Struck out his first time up. We talk a lot about the fact that the Indians are an offense that really thrives on the walk. When you walk Indians hitters, you're asking for trouble. But tonight, they truly hit their way through this game. 19 runs, 19 hits.
You know, and everything they hit, they found holes, you know, just out of reach, just off the end of gloves. It's just one of those days. And they hit a bunch of home runs, 4 homers.
Now the Reds,
but a lot of singles, you know,
and there were 7 walks.
Right.
But as you said, everything seemed to fall their way as Herrera strikes out, still in search of his first major league hit. 2 down in the 9th.
Just challenge him with a good low heater.
4th strikeout for Pletko. Fouled right back. Scooter Gennett, 3 hits on the night, a couple of singles and a home run. And a ground ball right at Jason Kipnis. This should do it, and it will. The Indians win the series finale as they clobber Cincinnati by a final score of 19-4. Indians go to 50-41. They are the final division leader to get to 50 wins on the year. Carlos Carrasco, the winner, he is 10-5. The Indians snapped their 4-game losing streak. Cincinnati will head out of town 41-52 on the year. The loss will go to Tyler Mahle, who is now 7-7 on the season. Whole lot of offense. That man, Jose Ramirez, played a big part with 5 runs batted in, 2 home runs here tonight. We'll talk more about that when we come back. 19-4, the final tonight in Cleveland.